This is the one spot in the entire state of Utah that I will not tell anyone where it is. I really don't think it would be exaggerating it to say this could possibly be the most secret, well-kept hidden gem in the entire state of Utah. To be totally honest, for years I've actually battled with the idea of even making this video. I've known about this place for several years now, and I haven't disclosed much about it to anyone. I've even been hesitant to post photos of it. Up until recently, when I started using some phone footage that I captured there the first time I went, and I kind of realized that, you know, this place is beautiful, and that's kind of the point of this, is showing people that there's cool stuff out there that they can find and explore. But this is one of those places that I actually feel afraid to even talk about or even post a YouTube video of. We're not going to dive too deep into it in this video because I am going to make another video specifically about why landscape photographers hide their locations, and I think there's a lot of good reasons. But this is one of those places, this is the one place I would even say that I've been very careful about who I tell that it even exists, and I don't tell anyone where it is when I tell them about it. And there are a couple reasons for that. One, obviously, the place is very fragile. You'll see it in this video and you'll understand these rock formations are very delicate, and it really just looks like at any point in time they could collapse. That's part of why I'm making this video, is I want to document this place while it exists. My fear is that the first video that I've ever seen on YouTube of this place popped up like within the last few years. So this place was pretty much undocumented until then. So now that people are kind of starting to find out about it, photographers are taking photos of it, I'm worried that it will end up something like what we've seen happen with some of the other areas in southern Utah that have been blown up recently. They've been posted all over Instagram, GPS coordinates have been posted. The problem isn't people going there. The problem is too many people going there, and too many of the wrong people going there all at once. What happens is someone posts the GPS coordinates to a location, 5,000 people go there within the span of 1 week from all over the world, and the place gets overwhelmed and trashed and destroyed. When that happens, idiots tend to see the popularity of that place and they want to go there and do something stupid. It's not because they actually care about the place, it's just because they say, oh, look at that cool place on Instagram. That'd be a really awesome place to go blow something up. Then they go there, they do something stupid, they ruin it for everybody, and then the worst possible thing that could happen happens. The government decides to step in. They step in, they regulate the area, they put up signs, they put up fences, they put up big billboards that explain the history of the place. So my biggest fear for this location is regulation. I don't want there to be a plaque or a sign that tells me what I should know about this place. I want to experience it the way that it is, naturally, with no man-made structures, no man-made interference, and I want to be able to go there and experience it for myself and feel like I'm finding something remote that's actually far away from civilization. I feel like that's the whole point. That's what got me into this to begin with. So now that you sat through my location secrecy rant, let's show you the craziest, maybe most secret place in the entire state of Utah. In order to get to this location from where I live in Salt Lake City, we've got several hours of driving, and the route actually takes us through some really cool small towns here in Utah. There's actually quite a few really bizarre and super strange rock formations that can be seen right from the road on this route. And I've actually meant for years to stop and check a lot of these out and actually investigate, take some photos of some of them, but just haven't devoted the time to it. This time of year, the end of May, the beginning of June, is a really fun time to visit some of these small towns when everything is still super green. The roads to get out to our location are sandy, and if you're not going fast enough, it is possible to get stuck. This area is pretty crazy because I feel like there's just a bunch of kind of unknown gems just hidden out here that no one goes to. So you can see there's a hoodoo right there's the pillar, and then there's actually a rock balancing there on the top. Actually looks like a pretty cool formation. You can just see right here on a route on a totally different road. That's the way we're going over there. It's pretty crazy. Right at the beginning of the road that would take us out to this location, we stopped real quick and Max wanted to test out a new mount he had for his GoPro, which he set up to get some action shots of the drive out to this location. first time I visited this place several years ago, I remember the sand being deep, but I do remember distinctly that you could go fast without having any issues. This year, however, it seemed like the sand has lots of whoops in it, which made it really hard to go fast without having these just insane bumps. The sand can be deceiving, and in a lot of these spots you have no choice but to go fast in order to avoid getting stuck. And when you hit them going at these speeds, it actually really causes you to throw yourself and everything in your car around pretty hard. Last time we came here it was really sandy, but the whoops were not like this bad. This time it's pretty like sand washboards.
I can't hold the camera straight, I'm trying, but...
This road is pretty sandy. It's actually a lot bumpier this time than I remember it last time. It's very, very bumpy. Max's roof rack shifted on him. At one point, these whoops were so intense that they actually caused Max's roof rack to shift on top of his car. Because it had been a few years since I'd been out to this location, we actually ended up taking the wrong turn the first time we tried to make it out here, and ended up having to turn around when I realized where the actual road was that we needed to take to get there. Luckily, we managed to make it there with plenty of time to explore it and still get some images at sunset itself. Some of these other hoodoos are also pretty crazy, but this one specifically is just really distinct and just totally insane. This is where me and Max spent probably a couple of hours just exploring and trying to get any photos that we could while the sun was still up. Although we didn't really have a ton of really good light and we didn't really get a super crazy good sunset, we did plan on setting up our cameras to shoot the Milky Way as it rose over these crazy rock formations. Now, really, we didn't end up having the best light for sunset, but sunrise, this place really stands out just because the best views are that direction. So we did manage to get some really good light, which is where most of the good shots you're seeing in this video are from sunrise the next morning. Now, I have some bad news, which I actually just discovered while editing this video. This video was originally filmed back in May of 2025. It's now December of 2025. I know I'm terrible. I just take forever to edit these videos. I have been made aware that this formation right here, the most delicate looking hoodoo, kind of the centerpiece of this cluster, has collapsed, unfortunately. Now, as of right now, I have no idea if it collapsed from natural causes or if it was somehow caused by some person or some kind of human interaction. I really have no idea. I don't think anyone really knows yet if this was knocked over by someone accidentally or intentionally, or if it just naturally collapsed. This is actually something I was extremely paranoid about for many, many years. Having known about this place, I was just always afraid that one day this thing was just going to give out and I would never have the chance to go back and shoot it again. And right now I'm kicking myself a little bit that I didn't go out there another extra time or 2 more times to try and get more shots of this. So I'll have to make do with the shots that I have of it while it was still standing, and that's just part of the game. That's just part of what happens. So this has happened with several formations over the last few years, and it's extremely saddening as a photographer because that opportunity, those compositions just no longer exist. They are gone forever. So not sure whether this was human caused and it was caused by some idiot doing something stupid, or if it was an accident, or if it was just natural erosion. That's definitely possible. Either way, it just goes to show that these places are sensitive, they're delicate, and sometimes there's only a certain window of time when you're going to be able to experience and see these weird natural phenomena before they're just gone forever. So I'm really sorry for those of you who never did get to go out and see it in person while this specific formation was still standing. Obviously, the other hoodoos are still there, but this most fragile, most insane one looks like is no longer standing. So here are a few of my favorite videos and photos of what this looked like when it was still there. hopefully this video will bring to your attention a little bit of why landscape photographers try and keep things a little bit more secretive, and it helps you understand why gatekeeping I think is probably a good thing in a day and age filled with geotagging and Instagram influencers trying to get so many people to go to one place at once. Now, of course, if you guys want to see a bunch of photos of this location, I will have them on my website. I will drop a link down there in the description. I do think there's a little bit of controversy where some people might think this place should be a state or a national park and it should be regulated and protected, while others like myself would argue that it is actually more protected when it is not officially designated or opened up to the public and it's just a remote location that no one knows about and left completely natural. But let me know what your guys' arguments are and what you think in the comments down there below. And that's gonna pretty much wrap it up for this video. Now, as far as I know, this location that collapsed is an unnamed hoodoo, and it doesn't have an official name. However, if you know its official name, or you know of an unofficial name that people have called it, go ahead and let us know in the comments. I am curious to see if people actually did have a name for this that I was just never aware of.